The hogs were yelling like the apocalypse had come, and the barn lights were strobing like a tacky haunted house when I saw the thick yellow cords snaking from my outlet into a gleaming RV parked on my property. Without so much as a gesture that moment, it hit me like a kick in the guts. Someone was cutting into my electricity, and the acrid whiff of burned wiring wasn't my pigs. It started as these HOA terrorizations do, with the beep, beep, beep grating of something obscenely overpriced, intruding upon my tranquility. I was kneed in slob-throwing feed to the hogs, their grunts blending with the hum of power wires overhead. Then I heard a car backing up, sounding like it had its own valet around the barn. I saw it a 50-foot motorhome chroma-trimmed with tacky flamingo decals and a solar panel that screamed, "I'm eco-chic." Standing next to it, hands on hips like she owned my dirt, was Linda Pierce, the HOA's self-proclaimed dictator, whose power stopped at my fence. She'd harassed me once before for a non-existent rooster. Another time for unkempt grass after a storm fried my mower. But this was theft, dressed in audacity. I approached, forcing calm need directions. I asked. Linda barely looked up. "HOA board cleared me to park here temporarily," she said, waving a paper about emergency accommodations. I pointed out she was on my land. She shrugged, setting up a canopy and folding chairs. Like it was her backyard, stunned. I let it slide, assuming she'd move by morning that evening. The real trouble hit checking the hogs. I noticed the barn lights stuttering. One heat lamp dead. The pigs, usually doxal post-feeding, were restless, knocking over buckets. I'd rewired this barn last fall with a stabilizer. Nothing should have failed outside inspecting the breaker. I saw it, a heavy-duty yellow cord half-concealed under a tarp, slithering from my outlet across my drive and under Linda's RV. My blood boiled. She wasn't just trespassing, she was siphoning power, critical to my livestock. I pounded on her RV door. Linda answered, wine glass in hand, smiling like we were pals. "What's with the cord?" I demanded. "Oh, my generator is too noisy," she chirped. "HOA rules, I figured your outlet was neighborly. I told her it powered my barn, not her vacation palace." Her smile didn't falter just a few days. Tom community spirit, I yanked the cord. Her RV went dark fridge, beeping in protest. "Move this by morning or I call the sheriff," I said. She laughed. "The sheriff's on our board." "Good luck?" She slammed the door. Sleep didn't come that night. Linda's casual theft and smug confidence nodded at me. Calling the utility company or code enforcement felt too slow. This was personal, and I wasn't about letting her win by dawn. I checked the barn. She hadn't replugged, but a new cord now stretched from her RV to my unplugged shed freezer. She was a parasite jumping outlets rather than dealing with her. I smiled, waved, and flipped the switch, redirecting excess power to the barn's industrial fans, usually low to chill the pigs. They now roared at full blast, blasting hog stench towards Linda's canopy, where she'd spread a brunch, spread by noon. She was at my door coughing, insisting I turn off the fans. "Want to plug into them too?" I asked. She coughed about sabotage and HOA infractions. I told her to file a complaint. The pigs squealed behind me like a Greek chorus. Linda stormed off, carrying her cord like a defeated general. The next day she escalated a crowd gathered near my fence. Linda, at the helm, clipboard at hand, preaching to HOA loyalists such as Roger, a retired accountant with a rulebook fetish. She waved a map asserting a new easement, granted her access to my outlets for emergencies. I saw her hand-drawn dotted line in new ink. Later, the HOA president Ed showed up in his electric SUV playing peacemaker. He confessed my double power bill, but counseled accommodation for Linda's hardship. I inquired as to whether overloading my barn risked my animals. He dodged, hinting the HOA might cut my rural utility perks. I snapped if she plugs in again. I'm filing for trespass and every stolen watt. Ed left mumbling about cooperation that night. Linda's cord was back buried under gravel, feeding an outdoor fridge filled with craft beers and gourmet dips. I didn't unplug it. Instead, I rigged a monitoring box to monitor her draw and installed a kill switch at sunrise. I blared a looped recording of pig squeals and grinding gears through a barn speaker. Linda burst out, granola bar in hand, yelling about sparks. "Maybe your generator's shot," said she demanded I check the barn after I consult a lawyer about theft. I replied, her face twisted. Shock, rage, disbelief. She retreated, door-slamming Linda, then launched a petition for emergency utility access, strong-arming signatures. Neighbors asked me what was up. I showed them my power logs and cords. Some nodded quietly. Supportive. Her next move was a forged permit stating my approval of her hookup. I was lied to. Fake my signature as a rural electric co-op board member. I knew she'd attended our meeting prohibiting such hookups. I called a county inspector who saw no infractions on my part, but cited her RV for illegal sourcing. Linda doubled down with a complaint accusing me of environmental sabotage and emotional distress, claiming payment for her demolished brunch. I responded with a small claims action for hijacked power trespass and livestock endangerment supported by logs photos, and film Linda uploaded to social media portraying herself as a victim of my power monopoly. My niece Ellie filmed a hit video revealing Linda's cords and forgery entitled HOA Queen Steals Pig Power. It went viral, inspiring memes and pig-themed t-shirts. Townspeople rallied, organizing a free, the outlet, cookout down my barn, displaying signs such as unplug. Linda news cameras taped me alongside the pigs. Respect Trump's rules. I informed the HOA disowned Linda's activities, conceding my land to be out of their jurisdiction. All the same, she plugged in, so I triggered surge protectors, knocking her electricity in mid-brew. Her coffee maker died. She attributed her RV wiring at her wine and cheese party. I cranked fans, blowing stench and chaos. Guests ran plates. Airborne neighbors hissed, questioning where she was. There, Linda had hired an unscrupulous inspector who I sent packing for absence of credentials. Her screams referred me a community menace. The pig squealed back at court. Linda's attorney spun her as desperate camper and victim of a vengeful farmer. He displayed forged permit. I produced co-op records, notary's signature verification, and Ellie's video. The judge, unimpressed, asked Linda for evidence of permission. She stammered regarding community norms. My certified map established my land's independence. The judge ruled in my favor. Linda was owing for power damages and charges. She sat speechless as her attorney ran from the neighborhood paper, printed "The News Farmer Thwarts HOA Power Grab." I became an unwilling hero, teaching others about utility rights for jars of jam and handshakes. Weeks later, a tow truck pulled Linda's RV away. She slipped quietly, her nephew behind. With bags, the HOA created unambiguous boundary regulations, and I posted a sign, "Private power, no trespass." Sunflowers flowered under it. The co-op declared me Steward of the Year. I stapled the certificate over a photo of Ellie and a pig Linda, reappeared on the internet blogging as an RV rights activist, labeling me a hoarding tyrant. I paid no attention to her at sundown. I paced the fence barn, light consistent pigs relaxed. Ellie's protest picture framed hung over the breaker. A reminder that one cord, one stand might ignite a reckoning. Linda thought she could steal my power. She forgot who wired the